KISII County, answering questions and resolving problems that are related to this county. And that is what keep asking themselves, what is it all about, Chukwa? It's just us continuing our ordinary job that we would ordinarily be having people queuing in my office in Nairobi wanting to see me to discuss issues that are affecting their community and their constituencies, their counties. And instead of 2-3 members of parliament or MCA or chief or county commissioner or at least once in a year, we visit them in the county and listen to their issues directly. So it's an open forum. Questions will be asked. People will want to ask directions on how to handle certain things. I have also questions to ask them concerning security issues in the county and the manner in which we've been delivering services. Let me be very clear. KISII is a very important county in our country. A major contributor to our economy on farming, on matters business. This town and many other towns within KISII area is a very important business corridor powered by the highway that is linking us to Mombasa and Tanzania, and through Isibania. So we want to say that this town is extremely important. The linkages we have here business-wise and also in terms of economy, in terms of agriculture, among others, also come with its own challenges because of population issues. You know that KISII is one of the counties which should be the role model for purpose of housing project. The housing project that His Excellency is running is meant to resolve the problem of land, which is a very big problem here in KISII. Hopefully, in the long run, through public participation and engagement, hopefully that we can resolve the question of land in KISII, which now brings me to the question of security. Part of the insecurity challenges in KISII is related to land pressure. You report many cases here of murder. There are very many cases of murder in this county. You also report cases of killing of older persons in the name of, or they are engaged in witchcraft. The reality is that it is not about witchcraft. Witchcraft is the excuse. The real truth is that younger people are eliminating their elders so that they can quickly inherit land because of the pressure of land. So land is a big contributing factor insofar as murder is concerned here, and all these killings that are done in the name of witchcraft are at the end of the day related to land issues. This is a conversation we must continue having with the Lands Ministry to see how best succession can be expedited. But I tell you, without fear of contradiction, the solution to land issue in KISII is to have land consolidation, because the fragmentation of land has created pressure. And if there is a county that is threatened to be a slum, if we don't do anything in another 20 or 30 years, is here. And we thank God for the housing project. We need to support this county heavily to make sure that housing project can progress. That's why in our ministry, we are working together to relocate our prisons, which is in town, so that a major housing project can be done there and becomes a model to show the residents of this county what the future should look like, and to encourage people to live together and then allow the rest of the land, like it happens in many parts of the world, especially in Europe and other places which are highly populated. They are only able to feed themselves because they have done land consolidation. We also want to encourage as many people as possible to avoid, to embrace burials in public cemeteries that are designated, and that should be the future. Otherwise, the pressure that is in land is, sometimes even people are unable to bury their loved ones, and it creates pressure and fights and killings among citizens. So that is one. Number two, we have a problem in this county also of, I don't know how to put it properly, but it is misuse of border sector. There is a great fear in this county that some of the border operators are being hijacked for criminal purposes in the name of political support. And it is on both sides of the political divide. And it has led to very ugly incidences here. Some of the persons who used to operate under the proscribed groups in this county have gone and hidden themselves in border. The danger is what we saw on 1st of September, where there was a very ugly scene in this town. We want the border sector to be regulated independent of political interference. And we want the NTSA to work together with the relevant authorities in county and national government to license the border circles and to regulate and punish those who are involved in criminal activities. Some of these border groups are being used to harass people, beat them, torture, and this is not a security team that there will be a major crackdown with the support of security officers from the national level to support the county security team to bring order in the border sector. And we will do so without fear or favor, without ill will, without considering political affiliations, because we want the people of KISII to live in a peaceful environment. So that is one challenge. When we talk about goons and gangs in other parts of the country, it represents itself in KISII here in the form and style of errant border operators. Now, this gives a bad name to many border peacefully. And we must protect them by making sure that the few elements who are involved in criminal activity are brought to justice. I want also to emphasize here that in the same sector, we must find a way of ensuring that the economic activities can benefit young people, because it's a multi-billion economy. It's important that they are properly organized, and we want to request county government organize the border sector to be an employer, not to be seen as a respectable profession, as a respectable transport sector that can supporting security operations. In some counties, and I'm very impressed in some of these counties, it's actually the border chair sits once in a while in the county security team. And the county security team benefits immensely from the intelligence that is collected from the border sector. There is no reason why it should not be the same in KISII, where a properly organized border sector, where their leadership is consulted and they work together with the county security team so that they can foster good security in this area. We want to also, the third issue that is of great concern here is defilement. This is a problem across, it's heavy on the western side, where we had passed Jukwaa, La Usalama the other week, and this week, from yesterday in Migori and now here, it's also evident that it is a big problem in this place. We just want to say that this requires a whole society support, because most of the children are being defiled by people they know, relatives, teachers, people who would have been caregivers to those children. We want to ask, and that is the conversation I'll have with the chiefs and assistant chiefs, to hold more barasas, create awareness, but also make sure that they take responsibility to ensure that cases of defilement are reported. The cases are high where during school holidays, And it's of great concern because in another 1 month, children will be going for long holiday, and they will be home for almost 2 months. And that can be really catastrophic. We have to find ways of ensuring that they are protected. In some instances, some of the children are being defiled on their way to school. Some schools require children to be there by 6 in the morning. So you get some of them leaving home by 4, 5. That is really unacceptable. It is against the school, the rules that are governing education, and we want to ensure that all the schools should support our efforts to make sure that children are operating in safe environment. We want also to ensure that children are protected from labor, forced labor at night, day, that leads to exposure to this environment. Again, I go back to our border operators. We rely on you because you are all over to protect these children. And we don't want cases where transporting also children back to and from school, some of the operators take advantage of these children and engage in acts of defilement. As such, we want to appreciate that the courts have taken this matter seriously. We have, in the last, I think, I'm told 9 months, we have about 157 suspects who are now in court, and most of them are in remand. This is impressive, and we need to continue. We need also the county government to establish a rescue center. We know that we had a vast discussion with the county women MP. She's doing something about that. And we need to support this sector. And county government needs to have as many rescue centers as possible to protect our children. I think those are basically the main, DIG, those are the main things, yeah? Yeah. And so the small issue of border conflict and stock theft, I think it's contained. The last time we had Baraza in Borabu, there at the border between KISII and Narok, I think we've made very good progress, and I want to thank the security team. I want to thank the team. I want to thank county and regional security team for continuing with Barazas to make sure that this is dealt with. Last, which I almost forgot, is the question of drugs and proliferation of illicit alcohol. This is also a very serious problem in this county. We have been briefed accordingly. There are few notorious drug traffickers here, and we have a plan. You will be reading in the news. Okay, you will be reporting in the news. We have a plan to deal with them. Particularly, there is a particular notorious gentleman here who is, I don't think the right word is a gentleman, it's a man. There is a notorious guy who operates from Migori to this town, to Malindi, and he has a particular network we have established, working with some lady and so forth. I don't want to divulge more information. We will be taking greater action. In the past, the courts have been very lenient to them, so we will have to devise more ways of making sure that drugs, dealing in drugs, selling drugs, drug trafficking is a transnational crime, and their connection from Tanzania all the way to other parts of the world. We must make them, they must feel the pain of engaging in this business, including confiscation of their property and their assets, and a lot of work will be done by the National Police Service to make sure that that is dealt with, we will show the people of KISII and Kenya that there is no one who is untouchable. In some parts of the country where we have gone, we have dealt with such cases decisively. We also have cases of changa and other illicit alcohol. A lot of work is going on. We are going to have a conversation with our chiefs how to bolster that, the work they have been doing. But we also want to insist that we still need the support of the members of the public in that regard. Asante sana. I'll take 3 questions and then we call it a day.
Question number 1.
Let me start from there. How did you know that yours is number 1? Start from you.
TV Africa. Now that we have got by-elections in November.
It's called Ndizi.
Yeah, Ndizi TV Africa.
Ndizi TV, very good.
Now that we have got by-elections in November, and we all know learners are preparing for their final examination, we've seen disruptions before. What is the safety measures from the internal ministry to make sure they are not affected by the disruptions of their political life?
I think that the by-elections of November are very few, confined to particular areas. Of course, to start with, schools are a no-go zone in terms of campaign infrastructure. But you can see how IEBC has been able to ensure that the election day is after the exam. So meaning that most of the polling stations, which are schools, can now be used for the elections, because by that time all the examinations will have been completed. What we only want to protect the students is from disruptions of political activities. And since candidates, as per the law, are required to work with IBC on their campaign program, including their campaign meetings, we just want to, IBC will have to help us work out that campaign schedule in such a way that it will be, the meetings and barazas will be far away from education institutions, so that they don't disrupt schools and students who are preparing for the exam. And then you can be number 2 now. Yeah.
Question number 2. You are a career lawyer, the CS for that matter. Does it bother you that young youth who are protesting also rotting in prison, facing terrorism charges?
Yeah, there is no, crime doesn't have a person. It doesn't have age, it doesn't have tribe, it doesn't have career. What we do, and we want to insist the National Police Service to do, is not to look at the age of the person who has committed the crime, but to charge them for what they have done. So any person who was involved in burning police stations, burning government institutions, burning people's businesses, and so forth, will be charged for terror, because that is what the law states. And we will make sure that the prosecution takes as serious as possible, and we hope that we can get a number of convictions for terrorism to be an example to all those who are messing up with protests. Protests and as defined in Article 37 of the Constitution, is supposed to be peaceful, is supposed to be passing a particular message. There is no exercise of this freedom of expression is not meant to hurt people. There is nowhere written that you are a peaceful protester if you are burning somebody's property, causing violence, throwing stones, beating people. So if you do those things, you are not a protester. You are not. You are actually not protected by the law. It is you who is a danger to others, and we must protect the others from yourself. So we want to encourage everybody, regardless of their age, political affiliations, tribe, religion, to follow the law.
Yes.
Last.
Yes, my name is Chris Pilotino from Citizen TV. My question is, sometimes back we also received some reports from section of, let's say, Kitutu Churches South, a constituency, where there was an emerging criminal gang, but apparently the security team from this region dealt with it. And my question is, what's the security team doing probably to ensure that they tame emergence of criminal gangs, not just within KISII County, but we've also seen the same in coastal region?
I think a lot of good work is being done by security teams across the country. As I explained when I was in Western, there are too many criminal gangs operating in the western part of the country, for example. 42 brothers, 47 brothers, 18 brothers, jobless, what? Here we had Sungu Sungu. You have also 24 brothers here. And if you investigate, there was also Panya Nyeusi. Was it? Yeah, Panya Nyeusi in Bungoma and other places. All these gangs are being dismantled by the security teams across, and I'm happy with the work that the security team is doing. We have Sungu Sungu here, Chingororo. the other one was Amachuma, and so forth. And sometimes they hide, behind different formations. But I'm happy with the work that the security team is doing. Sometimes they need support from the headquarters to make sure that we dismantle these criminal gangs. I think that by the end of our Jukwa, which will be in another 2 weeks, we will have compiled the strategies that we put in place, and perhaps we will need some kind of a strategy at the DCI headquarters on how to deal with the emergence of gangs all over. I know, of course, the most difficult challenge faced by the National Police Service in dealing with gangs is in Nairobi and its environment. But eventually I will be addressing the nation towards the end of this year on the number of things we have done and what we plan to do going forward on this issue. But in the meantime, I'm happy with the interventions. Every time we have had discussion with the National Police Service and the security teams on the ground, very good interventions have been put in place, and they are bearing fruit. We just need to deal with their ringleaders to make sure that the place is sorted. The last gentleman there. Unless there is another burning, but it's last.
My question is, yesterday an officer commanding station in Migori appeared heavily intoxicated in a meeting. Many people are wondering, of course, the speculations that have been started, I don't know, predicted, I have no idea. People are wondering, what is the fate of that OCS? Is it also linked to the welfare of police, mental health issues, and how is that supposed to be?
Well, it was unfortunate that the OCS came to the meeting yesterday drunk. I don't think that is very normal for someone to come all the way from Timaru all to the headquarters for a discussion with the Cabinet Secretary and the Inspector General of Police and come drunk and sit in front. It is not normal. So it means there must be some problem with the officer, and as I have announced many times, the procedure is to first assess the mental health of the officer, to do the necessary medical tests, and then of course follow on the history of the officer. Some cases are just indiscipline. Yeah, it may not have reached a level of addiction. Where it's in discipline, the disciplinary procedures will take place. The assessment is currently ongoing. The officer was taken for tests in the hospital, and if it's a mental health problem, it will be handled also as a mental health challenge. Of course, that requires some level of reorganization to ensure that the officer cannot, to get another officer to do the commanding work, and maybe redeployment of that officer after rehabilitation to perform other responsibilities. But we have, the National Police Service puts a human face to these issues. But this is not an excuse for police officers to come to work drunk. This is only if we establish that the officer has reached a stage where it's a mental health problem. But if it was just, drunk for the sake of it, for whatever reasons, then of course the disciplinary processes will take effect, and the relevant disciplinary measures will be taken by the National Police Service, which exercises independent authority on disciplinary issues. And unfortunately, the Office of the Cabinet Secretary does not have powers to discipline a police officer, and it's for good reason. The procedure will be followed accordingly as per the law.
Thank you, sir.
Asanteni sana. God bless.
Thanks.